Hey, what is going on, guys? XpertFusion here, and today I'm going to be giving you guys my review for The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 9, which is titled Squeeze. So my formatting for these reviews are going to be a little different from here on out. Because I do the reviews before the episode officially airs, I'm going to always have a non-spoiler section in the beginning, and then after that we go into spoilers because some people have seen the episode, because if you have AMC Premiere, you get to watch it Friday nights pretty much. So, or depending on your time zone, obviously that varies, but we're going to have a little section where we just go into, spoiler-free stuff. So just in case you haven't watched the episode, you can just watch that, and then you stop watching once we get into spoilers. We're going to give the episode a rating out of 10 every time. And then, of course, we'll go into the pros and cons of the episode when we go into the spoiler section of the video. But starting off with just the spoiler-free stuff, just getting that out of the way. The episode was great. I'll just leave it at that. I thought it was a really, really great episode. I don't think it was anything spectacular. It's not top, 20 worthy of all time or anything like that. But it was a good premiere, a good way to bring us back into the fold. I do feel like I felt at first that this whole cave thing was unnecessary, but I think it's actually going to be really useful for these characters, the characters that are here, of course. In terms of the larger story, yes, them getting stuck in this cave is really not that important, but I think what it did to Carol, Daryl, and all the other characters in there, if of course you've seen the episode, you know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of development that goes through with these characters that is very, very important for the future, I personally think, and they wouldn't have had this development if it wasn't for this cave situation. So I don't think this whole cave thing was worthless. I do think the episode was rather dark. A lot of people have been saying this. I do think that's one of the biggest issues The Walking Dead has. It's mainly because of their film grain. Like, turning up your brightness on your TV doesn't really help, because all that does is make it just really, really blurry because of the use of film grain. So you don't want to turn up the brightness too high, but you need it to be at least a little higher, because it's really difficult to see some of these scenes, especially the action scenes where they're moving around. Now, if they're just standing still, yeah, it's not that hard to see. But when they start moving around and whispers start coming at them, stuff like that, you can't really see that well. So I recommend messing with your TV settings, trying to make it the best possible quality you could possibly find. I mean, at this point, you just need a 4K TV. You need to be watching in the best possible location, because if you're not, it's not going to look that good, which is unfortunate. I really wish The Walking Dead did something about that, but it is what it is. The episode had great directing, some of the best shots I've seen in a while in the show. I mean, there were some beautiful shots, I gotta say. And the soundtrack, they had a few nice pieces here and there. And yeah, I thought it was well written, the whole episode. I didn't really have too many issues with it. But I'm gonna give it a rating of 8 out of 10. So each time I'm gonna give it a rating out of 10. It could be like 8.5, it could be 9, it could be whatever. But 8 is what I'm gonna give it. I think 0 to 10, I'm never going to give an episode that, because there's never going to be a time where an episode has nothing good about it. That just doesn't happen. 5 out of 10 is average. That's okay, it's average. It's not more good than it is bad. It's not more bad than it is good. It's just completely average. 7.5 out of 10 is yeah, it's a good episode. It's not great, but it's a good episode. But once you get past 8, then it starts becoming great. And then once you get to the 9s, it's okay, this episode's pretty freaking amazing. So I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10, just a straight up simple 8 out of 10. I think the episode could have had a lot more. I was hoping it would be a little bit longer, maybe because it's a premiere, so you'd expect mid-season premiere. I was hoping maybe we had a little bit more. Maybe they showed more of Alexandria, maybe a little bit of Hilltop. I'd have been alright with that, but I'm sure we're going to get all that next episode, so I don't feel like that was necessary. So now let's get into the spoilery section of the video. So if you haven't seen the episode, click off the video unless you don't give a shit and you like spoilers, which I don't understand why people would, but let's get into this. So starting off, Magna and Connie are not dead. Stop. I've seen people freaking out about it. I don't know who would possibly get fooled by that. They've done stuff like this before, and they're not faking us out because they want the audience to think they're dead. They're not stupid. They know that we probably don't think they're dead. If they don't show the people dying, we're just gonna assume they're not dead. That's how everyone should work when it comes to, you shouldn't think someone's dead unless they explicitly show it. Of course, even when they show it, it's not clear, like when they did that Glenn fake out, but you get the idea. They didn't show it. Of course they're not dead. They're just leaving us open-ended because they want us to be kind of debating, oh, what happened to them? You think they're going to get out next episode? When do you think they're going to get out? All that stuff. But they're going to get out eventually. No shit. So they're safe. Don't be worried about them. They're completely fine. There's absolutely nothing to worry about when it comes to Magna and Connie. They would not kill them off screen like that. It just wouldn't make any sense. So they're alive. Jerry, I really thought Jerry was gonna die. I mean, who else thought that? That was a really tense scene. I loved the tension in that scene. I thought it was really well done because they picked a character that we think could die because of he's a side character. Like if they switch that scene out with like a character like Carol or something, it wouldn't be as tense because I'm like, oh, Carol's not gonna die, so why it's not that tense. But this scene was like, I was literally like, holy shit, they might actually kill Jerry because he's a side character. He's not that important. They can kill him off whenever, and that adds so much more tension to the story. Obviously, they wouldn't have chose Carol for that either way because he got stuck because he's bigger, obviously, but I thought that scene as a whole was just really well done. It really did a good job building up tension. The Whisperers attacking them in the caves was really a nice touch. I really enjoyed the conversations between Carol and Daryl in this episode. I think their development as a whole was really good, and how in the end, Carol she's broken. I mean, her decisions in episode 8 bothered me a lot because I was like, come on, Carol, you're not stupid. Like, I know you're hurting, you're grieving, but you're not stupid. You're not gonna do stuff like this, get everyone in danger just for your own sake. But in this episode, I don't know, I guess it was just Melissa McBride's acting because it was really freaking good. She really convinced me that she's not okay. Like, you can tell it's not just grieving anymore. Now there's like a internal mental problem going on with her that's causing her to do these irrational things and not really think about it. She's just doing it because she wants any way possible to get that horde down so Alpha can't kill more people. She wants to kill Alpha. You can tell she wants to hurt everything about her. And I don't blame her for that, but at the same time, she shouldn't be doing these stupid things. But it fits her character at this point. I mean, just where she is in the story, it's really convincing. And it doesn't feel like out of place. Like sometimes when characters make bad decisions, it is out of place. But a lot of the times it's also not. I mean, I feel like a lot of people just claim it's bad writing when a character makes a dumb decision. I don't see how that makes sense at all. Like, no one's perfect. We're going to make dumb decisions in our lives. So, of course, characters will as well. I just get annoyed sometimes when they make those dumb decisions at times that don't really make sense for their character. But Carol, it makes sense. It does. I really do think everything she's doing, even if it's causing a lot of issues, I see where it's coming from. And Daryl just said, I mean, Daryl had a whole conversation with her saying, I can't even turn my back on you now. And then she literally goes and causes the whole explosion, which Daryl thinks could have caused the death of Connie and Magna, which it obviously didn't, but he thinks that they could be dead. He's still looking, though, of course. He said he's still going to look for a way in, but Kelly looked like she was just done. She was like, yeah, they're dead. It's over. Like, I was like, damn, you're really just accepting the fact that your sister's dead hella quick. But just great acting all around in that scene. That was really well done. I was really floored by it. Let's get into some of the juicy stuff now. Negan and Alpha. Yeah, that was the weirdest scene I've ever seen in this entire show. I was not expecting it, I'm gonna be honest. Not even close to expecting it. Like, I heard a lot of people talking about that because they saw Negan without his shirt on near Alpha, and they were saying that was gonna happen, and I was like, no, that's not gonna happen. But it happened, and I don't have a problem with it. Like, I thought I would have, because I was thinking like, oh, that's really stupid, why would they have sex? But then when they do it, it's like, oh, that actually fits and that makes sense. Alpha is just in love with Negan, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if she's in love with him. You can tell by the way she's looking at him. She kind of is. She's not going to say that. She's just trying to give him an award, because that's kind of what the Whisperers go by. They go by like they're primal animals, and you know, you do something for the pack, you get some smashing time. But it fit the whole scene. And Negan was not really into it. I think he just, of course, is playing along. He's got to play along. I mean, maybe he is, because he probably hasn't had sex in like 7-8 years, maybe. Oh shit, yeah, Negan probably hasn't. That's crazy. He probably hasn't in like, well, not probably, he definitely hasn't since like his wives back in season 8. So that was like, what, 7-8 years ago. So yeah, Negan probably was into it. Yeah, probably. I don't know. It was a nice scene though. I thought it was hilarious, and it was just fitting for the characters at this point in the story. I really appreciated that one line that Negan had, where it was like, is this going to be the thing where we have sex and then you chop off my head after, which was directly referencing the comics. That makes me think that they're not going to do the Negan cutting off Alpha head, just because of the fact that they referenced it. I really appreciate when they do those sort of Easter eggs where they reference different things from the comics, like how they referenced Ezekiel and Michonne getting together in another universe in episode 4. I really appreciate when they reference the comics like that in these Easter eggy type ways that only comic book readers will be like, I get it. You know what I mean? I really appreciate that. But the fact that he said it out loud, I mean, that could also be just foreshadowing to eventually Negan cutting off Alpha's head, which I seriously cannot predict whether or not that's going to happen. It could happen. It might not happen. It could be either or at this point. I really wouldn't matter to me either way. I really would be okay with that. I'd be okay with Carol killing her. I'd be okay with really a lot of stuff at this point. But yeah, as a whole, this episode was fantastic. The only problems, like I said, I had was it was a little dark at some scenes. And also I felt like they could have maybe added a little bit more to the episode, maybe a little bit of other characters in Alexandria. But I get, we're going to see that next episode. They just wanted to make it. I just feel like premieres should show off more than just a few characters. Like bottle episodes, I'm okay with. I just don't like when they do those for finales or premieres, and they usually don't. That's the thing, they really usually don't. They usually show like every character in premieres and finales because they want to bring us back into the series with showing everyone. But the fact that they didn't this episode, they only showed the cave and Negan and Alpha, was kind of upsetting to me, but not a huge deal. The episode still gets an 8 out of 10. The good of it isn't good enough to make it like a 9 out of 10, but it's still good enough to the point where I think it's a solid ass episode. And I'm really excited for the rest of the season. I think this next couple episodes are going to be even better, at least from the early reviewers. They've been saying that episode 10 was much better than 9. So I'm expecting some good stuff going forward. Hopefully you guys are too. Don't forget to tune in to my reaction video. I record a full reaction to the episode. That's going to be up tomorrow, right when the episode officially airs, like right after it officially airs. And then on Monday, we're going to have a prediction video for episode 10 based off of the promo we get for episode 10. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.